am Natasha Zeta for future posterity. This is my first solo show. Hopefully there'll be more. So we'll start with the big one, I think. These I just completed over the summer. So for those of you who don't know, I immigrated here when I was 4 years old from India to New York City. So it was a huge leap, I think. But growing up here, I kind of considered myself American, and those who didn't consider me American, I was just like, well, I grew up here, I'm American, it doesn't really matter where I came from. And I think that was a huge mistake in trying to forget those years, because things kept following me, and I didn't really know that they were following me. That had to do with my culture and had to do with remembering where I came from. And the first thing I think was family. Growing up here, I didn't have any family. I think I had maybe 5 members total, including my lovely aunt and uncle over there, who are actually in America right now. So it's my immediate family, then my aunt and uncle. And growing up, I obviously had really amazing Christmases, thanks to Uncle Ravi and Uncle Rakesh and Arshia here, who were kind of my surrogate family in a way, and I still got to have that extended family experiences during the holidays, but there was still that gap where I would call my grandparents and we couldn't understand each other on the phone. And it was a very painful gap for me as an immigrant. But getting to this series, basically, I returned finally when I left when I was 4. I returned at 14. And I returned to my grandmother's house, and I had a stark realization that I had been dreaming of India the entire time. So I'd have these reoccurring dreams of basically going through the streets in a rickshaw, in like a cab with no doors, just trying to find my house, going up these stairs, going into this house and being confused, and trying to find my family and trying so hard to connect to something. And it turned out that was actually a real street, a real cab, a real house that I had been imagining my entire life, but where I thought it was my imagination. So it was really crazy to come back to India and realize I'd been dreaming about it that entire time, and that had never left me in a way, as a kind of first, second generation immigrant. It's really difficult to share these things because it's still hard to find that hyphenated identity here. And being Indian enough is a huge thing here, and identity politics are such a huge thing here, and trying to stand behind that identity no matter what, even though I don't have sort of those stereotypic tropes of being Indian, I don't wear a sari, I don't eat Indian food every day, and people always ask me those types of things as sort of someone who comes from India, and it makes me feel less than in a way. And then of course, unknowingly, I think other Indians also do that. They sort of judge, hey, you don't know the language. You don't know anything about India. How can you say that you're Indian? Why didn't your parents teach you all this stuff to carry your culture through generations? And it was something that stuck with me as a very painful experience until I realized that Asian Americans are getting to that point where it's going to be 3rd and 4th generation, and they're going to reinvent that culture here in America as something different, something new. And this is sort of the first stepping stone, trying to tap into my childhood experiences and my memories to try to get to that other place. I think an example, because my father looks really confused, is how Black culture has evolved despite slavery, despite having that 300-year gap from when they left Africa to now, and how Black culture has evolved to hip-hop, jazz, all those types of things. How they have evolved in America, but still maintain some part of their roots, hair braiding, twerking. I think that Indian Americans will do the same.
I'm not going to twerk.
So that's sort of, I have another series after this. It's going to sort of evolve as I grow older, and it's sort of I learn these things about myself, about my culture. My second series, I guess I'll do a little preview. My second series is actually, I'm hand dyeing shirts to match people's skin tones. So people are going to write to me, have a picture of themselves and their skin tone, and I'm going to match their skin tone with their old skin color. And it's sort of a reclaiming of their skin color here. And yeah.
Cool, thank you.
that's that. I think the next one's here.